Hello and welcome to Rob's blog. This is our very first video entry that we've ever been able to do, which gives us so many more opportunities to be able to share health and fitness tricks, tips, anything that's going to help you be more successful with your workouts. We're going to do quite a few things today in this short segment. What I'd like to do first is just on behalf of the entire Rush team is congratulate every one of you for coming into the club, working out as hard as you have June, July, and August. We track all our daily workouts, and we've noticed that our attendance has been even higher than ever before in the preceding months. So with that being said, keep doing what you do. It all makes a difference. What I'd like to do in today's segment is actually be able to show you on video the stretches that I showed in our previous entry with some great flexibility tips with being able to stretch out the calf area, the hip flexor area, and the shoulder area. Three key areas that really wind up getting tight with most people because of a sit-down posture. If we can get some flexibility in those areas, I promise you that will seriously change how your workouts actually go through for you. The first stretch we're going to do is for your lower legs, being your calves. This is a typical shortened, tight area, especially based upon the shoes that most people wear. Doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, but if you're wearing a shoe with an elevated heel, that's going to wind up shortening up those calves. That's going to really restrict how you move, especially if you're coming into the club and you want to have a good cardio session or maybe work out the lower body. If you do this stretch beforehand, you'll get better movement, which will get better results. All you need for this stretch is one of our slant boards that we have in every one of our clubs, and all I'm going to do here is use the wall to be able to stand up against. All we do is simply turn our foot. Right now, it's straight ahead. If a traditional clock, 12 o'clock would be straight ahead since I'm using my left leg. I can slightly internally rotate or turn inward my foot that I'm putting right on top of the slant board. Let's make sure that we put the entire foot on the slant board, not half of it, the whole thing, so we can get the movement at the ankle. All we'll do is step up onto the slant board, step up with the other foot right on top. Like to see an ideal straight line from ear to ankle all the way down. Pull your abdominals in, contract your rear, keep your knee nice and straight, and just simply lean forward until you feel a little bit of tension in the back lower leg. Make sure to keep your heel down. Then all you want to do is hold for 20 to 30 seconds. If you do that on both sides before your workout, that'll be the first stretch that'll really help you out with success. The next stretch we're going to do is going to be for our hip flexor group. This muscle group is so important to get flexibility because it tends to be so tight on most everybody. Reason why is just think about the sit-down posture. If we're sitting down for the commute to work, sitting down at a desk all day long, sitting down on the commute back to home, we have hours upon hours that these muscles stay in a very short position. If they stay very short, that's not going to allow our hip extensors, especially our rear end muscles, to do the job they need to do. Now, the gluteus maximus muscles back here are so important because they show a direct correlation with weakness back here tends to be a contributor to lower back pain, knee injuries, and ankle sprains, so we really need those muscles to work. The first step in getting those muscles to work is to make sure we have flexibility in the front side. All we need to do for this is this. Get into a half kneeling position where we've got one leg at about a 90-degree angle here at the hip, a 90-degree angle here at the knee, and then sit up nice and tall. I've got a little padding underneath my knee. Of course, we have those in the club to make it a little bit more comfortable for you. All you want to do here is start with your hands on your hips. Draw your abdominals in nice and tight, and then simply try to tuck your pelvis underneath. The analogy I've used for years is just this. Imagine you actually have a tail, and what you're doing is you're grabbing your tail in between your legs, and when you pull, that pulls your pelvis into what they call a posterior pelvic tilt. When you go ahead and tuck underneath like so, that really stretches out the musculature right here on the side that we're stretching. So we're going to do a posterior pelvic tilt, and for some people, we can stop right there. This right alone with your abdominals pulled in will be a great start to the stretch. If we want to advance the stretch, all we have to do is this. We're going to use the same side arm as the down leg. We're going to raise as high as we can up towards the ceiling, but don't lose the tilt. Then all we're going to do is this. We're going to lean over to the opposite side like so. When we stretch over to the side, we're stretching those muscles because some of them actually originate at our lumbar spine. They're stretching them sideways. Then we're going to rotate back to the back leg, just like I'm trying to show you here. So now we're actually stretching those muscles in rotation. So the key is just this again. Abs in, tuck your tail. Lift your arm up, lean over, rotate back to the back leg. Again, try to hold for 20 to 30 seconds, do on both sides, and again, that'll be a great start before your workout begins. Our third and final stretch is going to be for our back muscles known as your latissimus dorsi. A lot of times we just abbreviate it by calling it lats. These muscles are so important to get flexibility-wise because they actually attach down at your lower back. They come all the way up through your armpit and attach to the front of your arm. So they come from here through the armpit all the way down to this area. When those muscles tend to get short, they affect your lower back, your shoulders, and your neck. So it's going to be a key area for flexibility. Allow your upper body to move much better, as well as take pressure off your lower back. All you need for this stretch is a simple stability ball. We have plenty of these in the club. All I'm going to do is get into a hands and knees position, and I'm going to go ahead and place my left arm right on top of the stability ball, just like so. I'd like my hips to be right over my knees, and then all I'm simply going to do is tuck my tail, just like we did in the hip flexor stretch, and then with my arm being on top of the ball, if straight ahead of me is 12 o'clock, I'm going to actually reach across my body towards 1 o'clock at the same time. So again, all I'm going to do, abs pulled in, tucking the pelvis, and reach out, and I'm just reaching at the arm, and I'm going to hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. What's real important is not to push down into the ball while I'm reaching, because then I'd be engaging the same muscle we're trying to stretch. So reach out and hold 20 to 30 seconds. If you'll repeat on the opposite side, again, that's going to conclude our stretches for today. Those 3 will be great before your workout begins. Well, this concludes our very first segment of Rob's blog. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'd like to make sure that you all have my email address. If you ever need anything or have any fitness-related questions, please don't hesitate to drop me a line, drop me an email. I will get back to you as soon as I can. My email address is rob@therush247.com. If I don't know the answer, I will do my very best to find out for you. Thanks again, everybody, for being a part of the Rush community. We appreciate all of you all the time, and have some great workouts out there.